Welcome. If you're a developer using PC Guard, this explainer is for you. We're going to dive into a technical overview of the remote protection system. Think of this as your guide to implementing a really powerful and secure licensing system for your applications. Let's jump right in.
All right, here's what we're covering. We'll start with what remote protection is, then get into the nitty-gritty of machine locking. After that, we'll walk through the user's activation journey, how you can manage licenses after the fact, touch on some advanced stuff like automation, and then wrap it all up with a look at the whole feature set.
Okay, first things first. What exactly is remote protection when you get down to it?
At its heart, it's all about creating a secure, unbreakable link between your application and your end user's machine. The whole point is to solve that classic developer headache, right? How to stop one license from being used on a dozen different computers. This is how you do it, protecting your revenue and all your hard work. So how does it create that link? Well, it all starts with a unique identifier. The very first time your protected app runs, it generates a site and a machine ID. That's the site/MID code pair. And this pair acts like a digital fingerprint that is completely unique to that one computer. You'll never see two machines with the same pair. So that unique ID is the key. But how does the system actually create it? That brings us to the really interesting part, the mechanics of machine locking. Machine locking is the technical process behind generating that digital fingerprint. What it does is it actually peeks at the user's system, looks at specific hardware and software details, and uses those to cook up the site and machine ID codes we just talked about. And you have a whole menu of locking parameters to choose from. They're basically split into two camps, software locks and hardware locks. The real power here is that you can mix and match these, letting you fine-tune just how sensitive the lock is for your specific application. Now, here's the crucial distinction you need to think about. Software locks, they're tied to things like the operating system or the disk volume ID. Stuff that can easily change if a user reformats their hard drive. Hardware locks, on the other hand, are tied to the physical serial numbers of components like the CPU or the BIOS. These are way more stable. Your choice here really dictates how resilient that license is going to be. And the control you have gets even more granular. For every single one of those parameters, you can flag it as mandatory, meaning if that piece of hardware is missing, the app just won't run. Or you can mark it as changeable. This is great because it lets a user, say, swap out a faulty hard drive without their license immediately breaking. It's all about finding that sweet spot between tight security and a good user experience. Okay, so the machine is locked. Now what? How does a user actually go about activating their license? Let's walk through that process. The activation workflow is this really straightforward four-step dance. The user gets their unique codes from the app, they send them over to you. You then take those codes and generate a matching activation code. The user pops that code back into the application and boom, it's unlocked and it's permanently tied to their computer. Now this is a huge deal. This entire process works perfectly fine without an internet connection. Your user can securely activate by phone, by email, heck, even by fax if they want to. This makes the system perfect for those high security or industrial settings where computers are often completely offline. And to help turn those potential customers into paying ones, you can also flip on a demo mode. This gives people a chance to try before they buy with a pre-activation trial that you can limit by a certain number of days or a number of runs. It's a great little nudge to encourage them to purchase the full license. But what happens after the software is activated? Your control doesn't just stop there. Let's take a look at the options you have for managing the license lifecycle. You can offer two really important options to your users. First, license removal. This securely deactivates the software and gives the user a removal code as proof that it's done. Then there's license transfer, a super common customer request, which lets a user legitimately move their license to a new computer when they upgrade their hardware. To make sure the user experience is smooth, you can actually control how these management options appear. Instead of a dialog box popping up every single time they launch the app, you can enable this special key pop-up. This keeps the dialog hidden unless the user actually needs it and holds down a key to bring it up. It just keeps things clean and out of the way. Okay, let's move beyond the simple one-time purchase. The system also supports much more advanced licensing, which lets you implement modern business models like subscriptions and even remote feature updates. You've got three main license types to play with. You've got your standard permanent license, perfect for one-time sales. Then for things like subscriptions or software rentals, you can use a limited license that expires. And what's really cool is the license extension, which lets you renew a subscription or even push feature upgrades to an existing license, all without the user having to reinstall anything. So how do you manage all these activation codes? You can use the AC Generator application.
It's a desktop tool that's perfect for generating codes one by one for individual customers, or you can use it to create huge batches of codes for wider distribution. And for the ultimate hands-off approach, there's the Activation Center, or ACN. This is a self-hosted web-based server that comes with an API. This means you can hook it directly into your payment processor and fully automate license activations 24/7 with zero manual work on your end. It's a real game changer. All right, let's pull this all together and do a quick recap of the entire suite of tools and features we've just walked through.
As you can see, this is the whole shebang. It all starts with really robust machine locking. You've got flexible activation that works both online and off. You get full control over the license lifecycle, from demos all the way to transfers. And on top of all that, you can enable modern subscription models, and you have both manual and fully automated tools to manage the entire process.
So, the final question is really one for you to think about. Which of these models is the best fit for your product? Whether you're selling a simple, permanent license, offering a monthly subscription, or maybe you need to remotely enable premium features down the line, this system gives you the flexible, powerful toolkit you need to build the exact protection and business model that your software demands.